Let's see, what should we make today? No. Let's make some Mongolian beef. And of course, as a functional nutritionist and culinary school student, you know it's going to be healthy, delicious, better for you Mongolian beef. Oh, and did I mention that you can make it in under 30 minutes? Before we get started, I googled PF Chang's Mongolian beef ingredients since they are probably the most iconic American restaurant that makes Mongolian beef. And all I could find was their website, which did not disclose the ingredients they used. But hey, at least it's gluten-free, right? Important clarification, gluten-free does not necessarily mean healthy or better for you, unless you have an allergy like celiacs, an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's, or an inflammatory disease, which many people in America do. That is why a lot of people feel better when they go #gluten-free. I talk all about this in my Pillars of Our Plate ebook. Everything I know about nutrition distilled into 70 pages of high-impact information you need to know to feel confident and comfortable making personalized food choices that make you feel amazing, including a portion size guide, grocery list, and even has a quiz to help you determine if you might have a gluten sensitivity. The link is in the description. Now, let's get back to our Mongolian beef research. So I did the next best thing and found the ultra-processed Mongolian beef they keep in the freezer aisle at the grocery store. The ingredient list was a mile long, as expected, and featured seed oils like canola oil, a ton of added sugar, caramel color, and dextrose. 20 grams of added sugar to be exact. So we are going to swap the canola oil out for a much higher quality, heart-healthy, monounsaturated fat that is heat stable and superior for high heat cooking. We're also going to cut the sugar in half, avoid flavor enhancers like MSG, which I know is very controversial in the YouTube space, but as a certified nutritionist, I don't go out of my way to add it. No maltodextrin, no caramel color, just all whole foods ingredients and pure love. And to get a non-biased opinion on how it turns out, I'm going to have my husband taste test without me there to get his honest reaction. Are you ready? Here are all of the ingredients you'll need for your Mongolian beef. We're using flank steak as our cut of choice here. Flank refers to the lower abdominal wall and belly area of the cow. It's a long and lean cut, but still has a ton of flavor and is packed with nutrients, and that is why we love it. We will break it down by cutting it into 3 long pieces with the grain. Yes, that's right, I said with. But hang on, because then you're going to take each of your 3 long pieces and slice them against the grain into strips that are about 3 to 4 inches long, which will become your Mongolian beef. Transfer your beef to a bowl, add 2 teaspoons of avocado oil, our heart-healthy monounsaturated fat that we'll be using to replace canola oil because it's heat stable, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. You can use low sodium soy sauce or tamari for a gluten-free version, 1 heaping tablespoon of cornstarch, and give that a good mix with your hands and set it aside. Next, we're going to peel our ginger, peel the skin with a spoon, and then finally grate half a teaspoon like you're playing a ukulele, or maybe it's a bass. Is that the string instrument I'm searching for? Let me know in the comments. Next, we're gonna break down the broccoli. I've eaten a lot of broccoli in my day, and I've personally found the best way to break down a head is by going for the neck first. Are we still talking about broccoli? Yes, we are. Go through the stem and up toward the head to avoid losing as many florets or little hairs of florets as possible. Take our green onions or scallions. I don't know, I use them both interchangeably. I'm not sure which one is right. Let me know in the comments, but we will cut them into batons. Finally, we'll crush, peel, and mince 2 garlic cloves. And we're ready to cook. Turn your burner onto medium heat and spray a large cast iron skillet with avocado oil spray. Make sure the bottom of the pan is nice and glossy and coated, but not with too much oil. We're not looking to deep fry here. Add your beef strips, let them brown for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Flip them and then let them brown for another 30 seconds to a minute on the other side. Don't worry about them being completely cooked through yet because we'll add them back in at the end. You just want to make sure you get that nice brown Maillard reaction happening on your meat because that's where all the flavor's at. Now we're deglazing our pan with water. Scrape the fond from the bottom of the skillet, add your ginger, stir, and add your minced garlic, and then stir some more. Now we'll add our soy sauce, let that thicken up, and add about 1/4 of a cup of water. Let that simmer and continue stirring to avoid burning, and then you'll add your julienne orange peel. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to film myself peeling the orange and cutting it into strips, so here's me doing it now. And that is why we put the recipe in the description, folks. Now it is time to add our 1 tablespoon of brown sugar for just a subtle slight sweetness. You really don't need a lot. And we'll make our cornstarch slurry, which is a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of cold water mixed together, and then we'll add that to our pan, and this will just help to thicken up our sauce and give it that nice caramelized, sticky icky, savory, rich yet slightly sweet Mongolian beef glaze. Hey, sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna ask you real quick if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button below. It would mean the world to me. It means I can keep putting out videos like this. I thank you with all of my mind, body, and soul. Back to the video. Add your beef and toss to coat. Now add your green onions, your broccoli, and we are going to make sure we help that along by adding just a slight touch of water to allow the broccoli to steam, and then I'm gonna put the lid over and let that cook until your broccoli is nice and crispy and your Mongolian beef is cooked all the way through. Now let's get ready to plate with some jasmine rice, a nice heaping scoop or 2 or 3 of your Mongolian beef, and it is ready to taste. And you know I have to take the first bite before handing it off to my husband, so here we go. The broccoli with the beef is so flavorful, really just like punches you right in the taste buds. I'm getting the brightness from the orange. Could use more sauce. Note to self, make it a little saucier next time. I'm going to go test it out on my husband and we're gonna see what he thinks so you can know for sure whether or not I'm you. And I won't tell him I took a couple of bites. All right. Knock, knock. Hey. Here you go.
Thanks.
All right, I want to do something real quick. Take your first bite and give your honest opinion on what you think, and I just want to have an unbiased opinion on how it tastes. He's like, oh God, are you sure?
All right. You really want me to like critique it?
No, I really just want you to tell me what your initial thoughts are. And I will walk away.
Okay. My first bite, got a little broccoli, meat, and rice. Better get everything. Here we go. Very good. Good amount of orange. A little more sauce for the rice would be. Good amount of flavor, not overwhelming. Not much to critique.
I'm scared. I'm not gonna watch it back until I edit, I promise. So no fights until then. I love you. There you have it, folks. Husband would never lie. You can make literally anything from scratch and it will beat takeout every single time. And that is what being food happy is all about. Please try making this dish at home. You might surprise yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. And don't forget to hit subscribe on the way out, and I will see you in my next video.